Hello, family, and a Merry Christmas from mine to yours. Today's video, I very dear one to me. It's straight from my heart. Partly is because it's a different Christmas altogether. And much has happened this year, and even towards the end of the year, headlines have continued to dominate around migration policies and laws, not just for the UK, but so many countries. Just recently, a week ago, we had the United States has banned visas from most African countries. I mean, always for people to relocate, people to seek and look for opportunities. And that's been a huge blow. However, I'm here with a message of hope, with a message to those that are still wanting to relocate, to those that are still wanting to, targeting these opportunities. This video is for you. So stay tuned. A big welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Florence, and a very big welcome. On the platform, we do talk about life in the diaspora. We talk about opportunities. We talk about a lot of things, success stories and struggles. And this year has tried us in so many ways. If you're in the UK, you know what I'm talking about. So many rules have changed. We've seen the closure of the care worker visa. We've seen a lot of tightening around the student visa. A lot of changes have been going about. But does that mean that they don't need us? Does that mean they don't need the skills that we have? Does that mean they've actually found people to actually do what we came here to do? No. That's not the answer. However, what it has actually meant is that things have just shifted. They've shifted the criteria in which they choose people that they let in. And I'll share with you a very personal story of how I did it. I relocated not because it was easy. I relocated not because the opportunity was just right there in front of my eyes. And I do remember the last Christmas I spent home was dominated by applications, was dominated by, exams, having to do this and that. It was dominated with having to book for appointments and a whole lot of other things. It was just preparation after preparation. And why am I cross-referencing that? It's because a lot of people have given up, sort of towel. You hear a lot of people saying, well, probably let's just wait until next year. Probably, well, let's just forget about it. Let's shelve the idea of relocating. Let's shelve the whole idea of applying, of planning for relocation until next year. But what I can tell you is that is the difference between those that stay stuck and those that get successful on relocating. And I will highlight to you why I'm saying that. So it is when everyone else is waiting that if you prepare and well, you gain an advantage, an edge over them. I mean that. So I'll give you an example. It is even now when others are relaxed, when others have actually given up on the whole idea of relocating, that some people are working on their CVs, that other people are, those skills when everything is so relaxed, other people are focusing. I did it in 2021 towards the end. I was busy doing my Red Cross course. I was busy on attachment round about this time. I remember it was Christmas season, but we never really were in Christmas mode because we knew what we wanted. We knew what relocating would mean for us and our family. So when everyone else was relaxed, when everyone else was in festive mode, we were preparing for our relocation journey. And guess what? 6 months down the line, we're heading for the UK. So it is during this time that you can take an extra course. You can be working on how to tweak your CV. You can actually be studying the system, studying what are the pathways that you can actually use. And I always encourage the young ones. I always encourage those that have got relocation on their mind, those that want to relocate. It's still possible. It's still doable because I live in the UK and I see opportunities every day. I get to interact with some of my friends, family, and colleagues who are in other countries. They tell me there are so many opportunities. There's so many vacancies that they need people like yourself, but only if you position yourself correctly. And one of the most important things one can do if they're targeting to relocate abroad is to study the pathway, is to get to know the pathway in and out. That way you position yourself where you position, and some of the skills that you have or some of the qualifications that we have, if worded correctly in a CV, could lend you roles abroad. I've been watching how teachers are relocating to New Zealand, how tradespeople are relocating to Australia, how teachers are relocating to America, Ireland, you name it, and how people are flocking tradespeople in Canada. It's because they understand the pathway. It's because they understand how to, to match the skills that they have to a specific pathway. They study it diligently. They get to know it in and out, and they leverage on that. So now is not the time for you to throw in the towel and say, well, I'll start next year. Focus yourself on a specific pathway, study it, understand it, and you will position yourself for success. So here are some of the things that you can actually do as a way of preparing for relocation, even in this festive season. The first one is to work on your skills, position your skills for the opportunities that are there out there. Also, to avoiding shortcuts. Work on understanding the system so that you avoid shortcuts. I mean, immigration systems, again, detecting all these shortcuts or of authentic documentation. They are not playing when it comes to this. So put your ducks in a row. Do your due diligence. Work on really doing the proper thing, the right thing. And believe you me, an opportunity will present itself. Also, the other thing that you can do is to prepare financially. I cannot overemphasize the fact that you need to prepare. That's why I say so is because I know everybody who'd love to relocate on a work visa, would love to where they're working. However, there is this opportunity that people do overlook. With preparation, it's a very lucrative opportunity, an opportunity to move it abroad on a study visa. It will open up opportunities. It will give you the skills that will give you an edge of others. It will lead to you transitioning after 3, 4, or 2 years. You will transition into roles that even pay more, that you will be able to recoup all the money that you already have used. And I always say it's the one pathway that opened my mind. The first time that I thought I want to relocate, I want to leave Zimbabwe, I explored relocating to America on a student visa. The one thing that stood in the way of me moving to America was the fact that I didn't have enough proof of funds that they needed. They needed me to have something like about 20,000 US dollars in an account. So these are things that you can work on. And I will speak strongly on this one, targeting people that are already in the UK. This is money that you can save and see yourself going to study either in New Zealand, America, or Australia, and then transition into the system there. I know a lot of people are saying, are decrying the fact that opportunities in this country will allow them to transition into jobs like nursing, social work, and stuff. You can actually target to work next year and raise that proof of funds that will then see you relocating to Canada on a student visa and starting a dream career. I mean, I'm always exploring options, and believe you me, it's an opportunity that you shouldn't sleep on. So also, apart from preparing financially, prepare emotionally and physically, because relocation ain't kids' game whatsoever. You have to be prepared. You have to have like that mental tenacity, that resilience to be successful on your relocation journey. Also, last but not least, not forgetting to pray about your relocation journey is the one thing that really, really got me here. Out of here, had I not been someone who prayed a lot. And I always share to say, if ever there was a time when I prayed so much, it was when I was preparing to the UK. I prayed, and God never stopped sharing and ever emphasizing the fact that God is still in the business of answering prayers. And the fact that He placed it on your mind that one day you might relocate, it means He's got a plan for it. He's got intentions for you to relocate. So same way you're watching others that relocated, just know one day it will be your turn. I'll share with you a simple story, a personal one for that matter. I've always been surrounded by people that relocated. I grew up surrounded by cousins and family members who moved abroad, all the countries that you can think of, some in the UK, some in America, Canada, Australia, you name it. And going into adulthood, my friends that I went to school with, friends that I trained with when I was training in Zimbabwe, most of them relocated abroad. So I've always been surrounded by that relocation energy. And I believe that somehow that influenced my desire to say, I mean, they have done it, sure. And I believed and I built on that until I managed to relocate to the UK in 2022. So don't lose hope, because remember, many, many years ago, hope entered the world quietly through the Son of God, Jesus Christ. So let's carry that same hope that an opportunity is going to come your way silently, without an announcement, without so much noise. So that's the message I had for you in this video. I do wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, prosperous New Year, where all of your dreams, all of the plans that you have for 2026 should flourish, should be seen to fruition for you. And thank you so much for standing with us. Thank you so much for the support that you've shown us throughout the year on this platform and the many other platforms that we are on. We love you and we wish you well. So that's bye for now. I'll see you in our next video.